Challenge. The reason so many of us decide to play games. Because deep down, I think most of us want the same thing. We want to overcome something that feels bigger than us. We want to prove that the hours meant something. Which brings me to Elden Ring Nightreighn. I'd be lying if I said this was my first time trying a Souls-like game. I really loved playing Elden Ring, and for my one playthrough, the sheer amount of possibilities of builds gave me so much creative freedom that at one point I made a cannon shield build just to kill Midra. But what really got me invested in the game was the challenge. The friend in my ear while I was playing that loves these games giggling in anticipation as I stepped into the arena to fight Malenia. The fun of the challenge. 33 attempts at trying to kill her. And when I finally beat her, I tossed my controller aside and just sat there. Because on attempt 1, that fight felt impossible. And now it wasn't. That feeling is special. And just like with fighting games, I wanted to see if I could chase it again. This time against the new DLC bosses in Nightreign. Bosses I was told were much harder than usual. But before we jump in, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, lightly caress that like button, and comment because it really helps me out. I started this challenge with a pretty lofty goal in mind. Get to Night 5 of the Deep of Night. If you don't know what Deep of Night is, it's essentially Elden Ring that has been turned up to 11, with even the most basic of enemies capable of one-shotting you. And before attempting it, I thought, it can't be that hard. You get a couple lucky runs and bam, you'll easily get into the further nights and progress to the hardest difficulty. But I was wrong. Painfully wrong. On my first ever attempt, one of the easiest ever jail bosses absolutely erased me. The Beastly Brigade is normally free. AoE them and move on. But in Deep of Night, these little dudes were a menace. Even at level 12, popping my ult, I died twice in one encounter. If my buddy Pierce wasn't there, I was done. And that was just the beginning of all of this. In our next run, I was playing Guardian, and I was having a pretty good run. By night 2, I was already level 14 before the boss, had 2 halberds for jump attacking, and one of them was a rallying banner that boosted the attack of both me and my buddies. With everything going right, it looked like this was going to be an easy victory once we got to the boss. And then, mid-swing, I disconnected. Steam Tuesday. Servers went down, no reconnecting, no second chances. Victory was right there, and then it was gone. I wish I could say my next run was better, but after making it through both nights and reaching level 14, as we walked into the boss area, we saw something both me and Pierce were dreading. Everdark Sovereign Libra, one of the toughest bosses to take down, and now he's even stronger in this mode. With only a mirror shield and a blue greatsword, I had no hope that I was going to be able to defeat this dude, and we didn't.
I'm dead.
We lost. And just like that, just like before, we're sent back to the main menu. Between the length of each run and the unpredictability of bosses that can spawn in, I was spending hours per day just to end up in a similar spot as when I started. After 3 days of being stuck on night 1, I had a choice. Keep chasing night 5, or pick a challenge that I could actually finish. Beating DregLord, Balancers, and Everdark version of Balancers. And if you watch my last videos, you know exactly who I would pick for my character on this road of destruction. Raider. With the biggest bonk stick I could find, me and my buddy Pierce set off with the goal of taking these bosses down. The first boss we decided to take down was Balancers, and immediately, things felt off. We loaded in and realized we were on the brand new map.
Oh, no, we got the
A map I have never touched before. No understanding of pathing, no idea where the lesser bosses were, and no clue where to farm any runes. By the time night 1 ended, We were only level 7 going into the fight, which probably in hindsight should have been a warning. A boss I had never seen before. Pierce went down first. And at that moment of panic, I did the only thing I could possibly think of. Shrink my flask and try to get Pierce up. Oh
This
god.
might not be good terrain.
No, it's bad. It's bad. This is not looking great.
Okay, into the center. This place does not rocks.
Wow. You know, being that I have never interacted with any of these, oh my god. And I was immediately wombo comboed. Okay.
They hit you with the 2x KO.
But the next time, we were prepared. With 2 raiders rocking the Eruption Ash of War, we were clearing day 1 with ease. This time, we would take on the demons, and they would have to deal with us. From that point on, we were tearing through all the bosses, making our way through day 1. We fought through all the bosses in the rod area, and Pierce scored me one of my favorite weapons in all of Elden Ring, Gisa's Wheel. After slicing through a couple more bosses and facing Demon Prince, we were ready to fight the Balancers for the first time. But before the fight, there was one last problem. Pierce wasn't max level yet, so with a little creative problem solving, we secured his runes, hit level 15, and headed right for the Balancers. And immediately, things went sideways. I was getting clipped by attacks I definitely should have been dodging, and then out of nowhere, like a WWE superstar, Malenia shot across the screen and chokeslammed me into oblivion. Somehow, I lived, but I was down to my last couple of flasks. The fight was tough, constantly having to dodge mechanics, defend myself from adds, and evading the main boss's chokeslams. We were so close to what we were fighting so hard to get. Literally 1 HP right now. And finally, she went down. We won. And I have to admit, this fight was pretty incredible. The arena, the mechanics, the way it felt like a horde fight without ever becoming tedious. It wasn't just hard, it was really fun. So with one of the bosses down, I had my heart set on beating DregLord next. And very quickly, I learned something important. Beating Balancers was hard, but getting to DregLord was worse. Just reaching him became the real challenge for us.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Run after run, I was getting smacked down by even Night 1 bosses. The runs themselves were starting to feel like slogs, and honestly, the hours were adding up. Luckily, we knew another person we could invite to our group to make it even more fun. And with our new buddy, we decided a new team comp: Scholar, Raider, and Executor. Scholar would give us massive buffs while debuffing the bosses. I would have heavy stance break for stunning them in place, and Executor would kind of act as a pseudo tank with his parry ability. The run was going great. Night 1 was an absolute breeze. We were making it through the castle and ended the night with some great gear going into the boss. Sit back down. It was completely different this time. We sped through Night 2 and were easily level 15 going into DregLord. By the end of the first phase, I still had a majority of my flasks. This was looking to be easy. This comp was our ticket for the win. And then we hit phase 2. We thought we had it in the bag and started to play sloppy. I was goofing around and taking way more hits than I needed. And then it happened. DregLord slammed the ground, we were unprepared, and both me and Pierce went down to something completely avoidable. I believe in you. You're the last man standing. You have ult? With Executor being the only survivor, we had to hope he had ult so he could get us up. But didn't. And just like that, our easy run was over, showing us the cruel truth of this game. But we wanted our revenge, and there's only one way to do it. 3 Raiders. We played on the new map, but with our buddy as a guide, we cruised through, and with some crazy luck on our side, we had some insane gear going into DregLord. Not without some hiccups along the way, but we solved that with some butt slams.
Butt slam.
One more, I'm sure.
Butt slam. Almost there. Alright, one more.
Going stamina. It's kinda hard.
You're doing great over there, bud.
We strutted into the arena, we got his first phase down, and with minimal struggle, we knew this time not to get overly confident. We had some small setbacks, but nothing was going to get in our way of beating DregLord. And after jump attacking 100 times, we finally killed him, and basked in the absolute glory. But that's not where this story ends. We still had one bounty that we needed to take down. Everdark Balancers. Now going into this fight, Pierce was constantly telling me he couldn't wait to see my reaction of what Everdark Balancers were like. I figured it would probably be like Balancers, but maybe more adds, a bigger horde, or something within that line of difficulty. On our first attempt, we luckily got all the way to the boss, but we were only level 11, so I didn't have too much hope that we were actually going to beat this thing, especially with all the hype from Pierce. We got through the first phase, and honestly, it didn't seem that difficult.
Okay.
Then it turned into what I could only describe as nightmare fuel.
Oh no.
Ready for more.
What the fuck? I don't like that.
Why not? She's just,
Oh my god, they're so fast. This is nightmare shit. Oh my god, I'm getting stabbed in the fucking face.
I haven't actually seen that.
Bro, this is. Oh.
You know what they say, the beautiful on the inside too, or something?
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
This might be rough.
Dude, they're so fast.
Uh-oh. Oh, I missed. Skill issue?
Run, Pierce. Run. Oh. Dude. Okay, this is crazy. The slams.
We were destroyed,
Oh my god.
but I am nothing but persistent. Feeling like we all wanted immediate revenge, we queued back in, with Guardian, Undertaker, and Raider this time. Night 1, we slashed through a bunch of smaller bosses and got some decent gear going into the Twin Demon boss. We took them down and rushed through Night 2, hitting the castle first, and then beelining it to the Rot Forest. We knew if we could kill even a couple of bosses in the Rot, that we would hit max level and be way better off. Even before we got to the Night 2 boss Demon Prince, we were level 14 and ready to take this boss on. Without even a single down, we killed Demon Prince and got access to the real reason we were here in the first place. Everdark Balancers. Being as ready as we could be, we entered the boss area. We got through phase 1 with relative ease, and then phase 2 happened.
I cast.
Alright, here we go.
What do you mean, here we go?
Yeah.
What do you mean, what do we mean?
There were close calls and amazing teamwork from Guardian saving me right as I went down with no healing left. But even with all of that,
Yeah, it grabbed me out of my... I'm getting stabbed in the face.
I was downed again. With 3 bars needed to get me up, this was feeling kind of impossible, but Pierce was persistent. Working together with Guardian, they were able to get me up so that we could take down these balancers.
Yep. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, I think you might want to use it for offense.
And we did.
Oh
It
my...
may have not been the original challenge that I was thinking of, but
Oh, man.
it was awesome. Through all the
That was
runs,
it.
all the failures,
That was intense.
and a lot of time, we finally beat all the DLC bosses. Where I don't think this was a video of overcoming the impossible, it was one of practicing persistence. A key strategy of getting through the most difficult of challenges. And I hope that's what you can take from this video, along with some entertainment. That if you aren't scared of failure, then success only comes with time. So maybe next time, I can practice what I preach.